so much. Okay, so let's talk about Bini Bini Last Day on Earth. Can you tell us a little bit more about the inspiration behind this track? Zach, I mean, what was it like? What was the creative process behind Bini Bini?
Yeah, well, everything kind of started with the original track, which is the Bini Bini Filipino version. I remember writing that track for a girl that I dated before. It didn't really work out, but I was at the peak of love, and I kind of just wrote my experiences throughout the song. And like, there's a lot of symbolism that goes along all throughout the song, especially the chorus part, which is dancing under the rain. And dancing kind of symbolizes love, and the rain symbolizes problems and like the consequences of falling in love. And with the lyrics in Last Day on Earth, it goes like, "Darling, dance with me now, under the rain, under the dark gray clouds," which means I'll show my love to you, no matter what the consequences are, and I'll be there for you. And no matter the problems or yeah, it's kind of like nothing's gonna stop us now kind of feel. Yeah.
It's beautiful. The lyrics are incredible. And James, you know, you are responsible for a lot of the songs that we just love and play on loop. I mean, You and Me, When You Love Someone, I mean, Butterflies, these are all incredible tracks. And then to have you with Zack for Bini Bini Last Day on Earth, I mean, what was it about the song? What was it about the lyrics that made you want to be a part of this incredible collaboration?
Well, I think firstly, I heard the original version in Tagalog, and I tried to cover that version, not really knowing what the lyrics were saying, of course. But when I kind of got the translation of the English version, I'm a romantic at heart, and I felt like it really played into kind of who I am as a person. And I love Zach's voice on it. I felt like our voices worked well together, and it just kind of like was a little match made in heaven, really.
It definitely is a match made in heaven. I mean, both of your voices on this track are absolutely, it's like butter to the ears. Like, it's just so soulful, so comforting. And I mean, to have both of you on this track, did it change for you, Zach, how Bini Bini was going to play out? Because you said, you know, you write it about a girl that you're in love with and all that stuff. To add James into the mix, did the song have a whole new meaning for you? Like, is it a new kind of Bini Bini in a way?
Yeah, well, it kind of has that same feel. Because like with the lyrics and everything, it's kind of similar still. It just focuses on like this love against everything kind of thing. And with James being in the track, it just falls into place. Me and James, we talked about this last time, that we have this kind of like similar influence, and like the music that we listened to growing up kind of has similarities. So like falling into the track itself is kind of like very smooth, and it just flowed through.
It's a perfect song. Okay, now thank you guys for answering my questions. We've of course got a lot more questions from our friends from the media. So before anything else, we want to say hello to everybody who's joining us for this wonderful little afternoon session. Saying what's up to everybody over at GMA News from the Philippines, Phil Star Media as well from the Philippines, to Barita Harian from Singapore. We've also got Pop Magazine from Thailand. We have TFM from Malaysia, Creative Disc from Indonesia, Soundcheck Manila from the Philippines, as well as Business Mirror from the Philippines. We've got Q Radio as well from the Philippines, Radio Heatwave from Singapore. We've got Season Magazine from Thailand. Hello to you guys. What's up to Bok Chormi Boy from Singapore, to Star FM from the Philippines, Random Republica, as well as Freebie Manila, Village People, and Glitz PH from the Philippines. So like I said to all of our friends from the media, we asked you guys, keep sending in your questions in the chat box along with your name and your media outlet. We've got a couple of questions for the boys. I'm going to ask you guys. First up, from Soundcheck Manila, I read you rewrote some lyrics. How did you go about choosing which lyric to rewrite? That's a good question.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much for that question. Yeah, with the songwriting process, like I said earlier, it's kind of similar. And I just had to go for like a type of international kind of take on it. Because like Bini Bini was sort of written for a Filipino audience, and like how the production went through, and how the lyrics were written. And now it kind of just deepened down the people who listens to it, especially with a universal language, which is English. And similarities are still there, but the overall feel, like I said earlier, is just a bit different. Yeah, just a bit more of a international type of track. Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the incredible James TW on the track as well. So it just takes it up a notch, right? All right.
Yeah,
next up, from Freebie Manila. This is a question for Zack again. When Freebie Manila caught up with you last year for Choose Philippines, you shared how you felt about being part of Island Records. You also talked about your goals for your music to reach a wider audience, especially on the international stage. So how do you feel, Zack, about achieving that goal?
It's crazy. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, until now, I'm just overwhelmed with everything that's been happening. Not just with this track, but like overall with like the music that I've been creating, and everyone just accepting and just showing their love through my music. It's been awesome. It's such. I swear, I genuinely say this, James. I'm so honored to be on this track with you, man. I adore your music, and I love how passionate you are with your music as well. And just having the similarities of how we went through the whole music thing, this kind of just piles up, and I can relate to a lot of things. And yeah, it's very cool, and I'm just very blessed to be here.
Oh, James, that's a bromance that we all need. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna ask our friends from the media now to ask their questions personally. Let's have a little fun, interactive afternoon. Let's start off with GMA News. We've got a question from GMA News. So if you could please show yourself, darling. There we go. Hi, Nelson.
Hi.
You're on mute, darling. There we go.
Okay, there. Okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate Zack and James for this sad and beautiful ballad that I have on repeat the whole day. But anyway, we know very well that we're still in the thick of the pandemic. And I normally ask this question, what is your silver lining during this time?
I think James should answer this one first.
Sure, man. Silver lining, I think that the people that we love the most are always a silver lining. I think even if we can't see them, technology is good enough now where we can have some kind of interaction with them. And I think that's been a big thing for me during this pandemic. It's been a crazy year for me just personally. So being able to have my family members to call and Zoom and FaceTime and all that stuff is probably been the silver lining for me.
I feel like on my side, the silver lining kind of falls upon the listeners and everyone who supports us with our music. Especially right now, everyone's kind of just leaning onto like different content, whatever craft it is. It can be film or music, and for our end, it's music. And I feel like it's just very important, especially now that we can't really go outside and we can't be there for our loved ones physically and our friends outside. But yeah, with the music and how we connect. With the lyrics and everything that we do for the fans and for the listeners, I feel like that's the best option that we can go for.
Thank you, Nelson, for your question. Amazing. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you so much.
Zack, James. All right. Next up, we've got a question from Phil Star Media. Can we get you on cam? Our media friend from Phil Star Media. Let's see what they've got to ask the boys. Are you there? Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, while we're waiting, this is just so incredible. I mean, to be able to reach a wider audience for both of you, even you, James. We play your music here in the Philippines, but to have you sing a song that is so close to our hearts. The way you say Beanie Beanie, by the way, perfection.
Oh, good.
Zack,
Thank
the
goodness.
first time I heard the song, the moment you said Beanie Beanie, I was like, I love this man. This is a man who does his research, who checks how to pronounce things and does it well. And your voice just complements Zack so well. And I know that's also why I feel like so many people, regardless if they even know what Beanie Beanie means, really gravitate towards the song because it's got that soulful comfort that I think a lot of us really look for in terms of, how things are going in the world now. So thank you. Thank you for that, both of you. It's incredible. So we've got our friend from Philstar Media. If we can just ask you guys once again, our friends from the media, to turn on your cameras so that when we ask you to come on air with us, you can, of course, show your beautiful face. Do we have Roseanne Ramos? Are you here? Are you here with your question? All right. If Roseanne's not here, we'll move on to our next friend from Beritaharian from Singapore. Do we have you here with us? If you've got a question for the boys.
Yeah. Hi, Zack and James. Yeah, Haryani here from Beritaharian. Yeah, thank you for the beautiful song. My question, what does Bini Bini personally mean to you on a personal level and also on a larger scale?
Do you want me to go first, Zach?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I guess I like the concept of what would you do on your last day of Earth, on Earth. And Zach and I have spoken about this before. And obviously, love at the end of the day is probably the most important thing in my eyes. And I've been in long relationships. I've had to kind of go through tough times, and so to me, the song connects in that respect because sometimes just being with someone and being with someone for a long time doesn't mean you stay together. You have to kind of fight to keep love strong in relationships, and so I can definitely relate to that. But then again, on a more romantic level, if it was your last day on Earth with someone, just the visual Zach that you paint of dancing with someone in the rain and just kind of not caring in that kind of beautiful movie-esque moment. I love that too. I love that too. So I connect on both levels.
Yeah, same here. I feel like in a personal level, I wrote this during that time. Like I said, I was at the peak of love and I was just falling in love. And it was kind of like the first time that I've actually felt love in a way. My parents are very strict when it comes to relationships and everything. So having her as kind of like the first person that I really courted and I just really committed to. Yeah, it's just amazing how you can really feel love in like different times, and yeah, it's crazy. And like the bigger audience that this song now has for Last Day on Earth, it just shows how love really transcends to a lot of people, especially saying Last Day on Earth. A lot of things can come to mind, and yeah, I'm just very happy with everything that's been happening.
Thank you so much, Haryani, for your question. That was a good one. Okay, we've got another friend from the media from Pop Magazine in Thailand. Are you here? Let's get you on video. Our
Can
friend
you hear
from
me?
Pop Magazine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right. Okay, I have two questions. The first one is, what is the most important thing for you this year and why?
Personally, I feel like music would have to be my go-to for that question, mainly because that's kind of like the only thing that I've been holding on to right now. Especially that's been keeping me sane for quite a while now. Especially when the pandemic started everywhere, and music was kind of like my fallback with everything that's been happening personally as well, with like family and just friends in general. And you kind of lose that physical affection with the people around you, and especially the people outside. And music was kind of like my way to express my feelings and just write down whatever I was feeling during these times.
I love that answer, Zach. I think for me, the most important thing is just probably mental health. I think everyone's kind of experienced some difficult times, obviously, in the last year. And I think in a nice way, the pandemic's actually kind of made us all take a step back and think about ourselves for once instead of being so busy. So I think this year I'm just going to do a lot more things that make me feel really good.
Okay. Can I have one more question? If your music is the message for the world, what would that be?
Wow. For me, I don't know. It would definitely be because like music itself has been such a universal thing for everyone, and everyone can really relate to it, no matter what language you are, or wherever you are in this world. With the power of music, you kind of connect to it. It like with your question, it kind of brings me back to Michael Jackson, Heal the World type of stuff, where all these musicians just come into one place to sing one song, just to connect with those people who got struck with the earthquake and what was happening during that time. And yeah, it's music is just beautiful, and it's something universal, and I feel like everyone can really hold on to it.
I want to make sure I heard the question correctly. Could you repeat the question?
Sure. If your music is the message for the world, what would that be?
Oh, I mean, I think a lot of my music is about love. And there's a reason for it. It's because it's one of the best feelings in the world. So I think just spread love, enjoy love, and give love. Yeah, that's my message.
Okay.
Thank you, Paris.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paris, for your questions. All right. So to our friends from the media, don't forget, you can ask one question, and then if we have time, we'll come back. Okay. So just keep popping your questions in the chat box below. We're really excited to hear more from the boys. Next up, from TFM from Malaysia, could you please join us with your video?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello there. Hi, Zach. Hi, James. First of all, Bini Bini, amazing music. We love it. We're playing it all day. Now, the questions that I've got for you is, if today's your last day on Earth, who would you spend the day with, and what would you do?
You got this question again, James.
Yeah.
All right.
If
If it was my last day on Earth, I would spend it with my family, with my friends. I would throw a little party for the last day on Earth, and we'd all go together. And it would be good food, great food. Every meal would just be bad food for me. I'd do something adventurous, like I'd jump out of a plane with a parachute, and I would, and yeah, I think I'd just celebrate my life. I think that's what I'd do.
Yeah, probably my go-to would have to be kind of similar to James, but more on the family side. Because like the last thing you would really want to hear and want to be with on the last day on Earth would have to be your family and your loved ones. And yeah, I feel like family would have to be my go-to.
You boys are so wholesome. I love it. TP, thank you for your question. That was awesome. All right, next up, Creative Disc from Indonesia. Could you join us? Do we have our friend from Creative Disc? Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. First question to Zach. How this collaboration could happen in the first place? And for James, why you choose to cover Bini Bini song in the first place? Any special reason for that?
Yeah, I feel, it kind of started with James just covering the song on TikTok, and that kind of started everything. The first time I saw James' cover, I was like, I think James is half Filipino, because like how he pronounced everything and the lyric is so smooth. And yeah, the family was just going crazy just hearing his rendition on it. And yeah, everything just fell into place. I remember after that TikTok cover, my team here in Island Records Philippines just got connected with Island Records UK and I think US. And yeah, that kind of started there. And the collaboration kind of started. Me and James were kind of in contact after. And yeah, the rest is pretty much history.
All right.
The reason I covered in the first place was my team had showed me the song. And the first thing that kind of struck me with the song was that it was very soulful. Your voice sounded so soulful. And I'm a guitar player, so I could hear the guitar playing in the track. And it was just really, I thought it was very impressive how you could play quite jazzy sounding chords and do it in such a modern and pop way. And I've always been trying to figure that out and how to do that. And Zack had just done it so effortlessly on this track. So they were the kind of reasons I wanted to cover it in the first place.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Creative Disc, for that. All right, next up, we have our friend from Soundcheck Manila. Soundcheck Manila. Let's get you on with your question. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hey, nice
Jacqueline.
to see you. Nice to see everyone. Hi. So just one question, of course. For James, I'm a big fan. I love the song Incredible. And I love everything. And I hope that after Butterflies, we'll be seeing an album or more from you very soon. And I hope you'll be coming to Manila soon. I'd love to hear you and watch you perform.
Thank
So
you.
my question would be, before this, have you heard of any Filipino singers? Do you know any Filipino singers before collaborating with Zack? Would you be willing to do more collaborations in the future? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I had not really heard many Philippine artists. Zach was really the first, and I think if I was going to think of doing any more collaborations, it would 100% be with Zach. I think we've got a good thing going here, and I think if we wrote together as well, I think we could come up with something pretty special. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you. I love this bromance. I feel like this is something that's going to have a lot more beautiful songs. Guys, you cannot fight. You have to be friends forever. All right, next up, can we have our friend from Business Mirror? Business Mirror to join us as well for a question. Are you here, darling? All right. Let's wait for you to send in your question. If not, okay. While we wait, we can move forward. We'll go to the next one first. Do we have our friend from Q Radio? Q Radio to ask Zach and James their question as well. Don't forget, guys, you can always ask more questions via the chat box. Just leave your name and your media outlet as well. So we can always do another round if we have time. Okay?
Hi.
All right, let's move on. There we go. Hi.
Hi, this is Cookie from Q Radio.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, is this Cookie?
Yes.
Hi, Cookie.
Hi. So here's my question. You know how there are some songs that we sing when we're in the shower or when we're having long car drives? What do you think is the ideal scenario you imagine someone playing your songs?
Wow. Yeah, it would definitely be, especially during this time here in the Philippines, it's kind of gloomy and rainy. It would definitely be those type of feels where you're in the car, it's raining, you're with someone you love, that type of scenario. Or maybe you can go with the cliche way and just pull her out of the car and just dance in the middle of the rain. That would be cool too. But yeah, that would be my go-to.
I think I'd say, like, if people wanted to cry, then that's probably when I'd want people to listen to my songs. Have a good cry. That's always nice. Or yeah, I think maybe like when I imagine a lot of people listen to my music when they're cooking for some reason, just like cooking dinner and music's on in the background and they're just like humming. That's when I'd like people to listen to my music.
Thank you, Cookie, for your question. That was a really good question. I listen to both of your songs while I work out, so that's just me. But whatever, Butterfly's extra rep. All right, let's get our friend from Radio Heatwave. Do we have our friend from Radio Heatwave for their question as well?
Hello.
Remember, guys, turn on your cameras. There we go.
Hello. Hi, my name is Daryl. I'm from Singapore Radio Heatwave. And De La Cruz, I'm also Filipino. So my question for you two is that, Bini Bini is like a very Philippine, like Tagalog specific word. It's like very hard to find a different translation for it. But if you could translate Bini Bini into like an English word, what would it be?
Yeah. Should you go first? Yeah, go first, man.
No. I was like, that's a great question. I think like a very... very English words instead of saying my lady is probably gorgeous. I think I've used that word a lot, and I think it would probably be the closest translation I can think of.
Yeah, I remember like the very first demo when I rewrote this song for the English track. I remember the lyrics being "Oh my lady," so it goes "Oh my lady," na, 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 na. And then the label and the team and everyone got into like the whole idea of putting in the original title of it, just to represent the Filipino iconic word, I guess, which is Bini Bini. So yeah, we kind of stuck with that. It kind of has this kind of this style with Senorita of Shawn Mendes and Camila. So it's like an English track, but it has that kind of like iconic and something that can really pull people with that word, which is Senorita, and our version would have to be Bini Bini. So yeah.
I see. Thank you. Also,
Thank
James,
you,
the way you say Bini Bini is perfect. Just very good.
Thank you, Daryl. That was a great question.
Thanks,
okay.
Daryl.
Can we have our friend now from Season Magazine, Thailand? Do we have our friend from Season Magazine as well?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Rufa from Season Magazine.
Hello.
Hello.
Season.
Can I ask
Yep.
you, Zach, one question? I heard that you
Yes.
also interested in short film, right? How that is related to your music? Can you hear me?
Could you ask the question one more time, please?
I heard that Zach interested in short film. How that is related to his music?
Okay, Zach, is your mic on? You're interested, she's asking, you're interested in short films. How is that related to your music? I think Zach. Okay. Darling, maybe we can ask James a question first
Okay.
while Zach fixes his microphone and camera. Yeah, do you have a question for James?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
That's
Zach?
my question. Sorry.
All
No
right.
worries.
Thank you, darling. We'll get back to your question later, okay?
Okay.
I'll be sure to ask it again. Thank you so much. Okay. We'll move forward now with our friend from Bak Shormy Boy in Singapore. Are you here while Zach reconnects?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Hello, good afternoon. Would you like to ask James a question?
Yes, it's actually, since Zach is not around, you are perfect because evidently the song spoke to you enough to cover the song, even as you said earlier that you didn't really know the lyrics. And I think that is what music does for us. It connects us in ways that we can't understand, and it transcends everything which we even believe in. And obviously, more than enough, you wanted to do more than just a cover. With an English version, could potentially reach a wider audience. Obviously, maybe it's just me. But when I know a song has been translated, I always want to find out where the original song came from and the importance of its story and journey. And now working on this track as a duet, a first release as a solo number by Zack, could you now share the overall experience working together, even now singing the song together? Because, as you have shared that during this time, we need everyone to be together. And I think that's so important. And it shows the collaborative works that can transcend. It's just so amazing. So maybe you can just share a bit on that. Thank you very much.
Sure. I think working with Zach was an absolute pleasure, to be honest. He made it very easy. Essentially, he kind of sent me a couple versions of the translated version. And I guess he'd been working on a couple different productions. So it was nice that he kind of almost wanted to know my opinion on which one I preferred. And I just felt the one closer to the original version. That song is so good. You should stick with it. So essentially he sent me all the parts and I had the lyrics, and I kind of did my best to put my best vocal down and put my kind of voice and spin on his song. I sent all my vocals to Zach, and some of them would have been absolutely rubbish and some of them would have been okay. And thankfully he picked all the good takes, and he made it sound great. And then he sent it to me, and I was like, wow, this guy's not only a great singer and writer, but he can also produce. So he's a kind of triple threat. I don't know if Zach, if you can hear me saying this, but
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Thank
okay,
you.
cool, bro. Cool.
Hearing all the compliments, man. I love it.
Yeah, I hope you're hearing the compliments. But yeah, it was just a really easy process working with Zach, and I think we should do it again for sure. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Great question. Zach, great to have you back. Okay, we'll get back to some of the questions that you missed earlier later on. But for now, do we have our friend from Star FM from the Philippines as well with their question?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Zach, and hi, James. So, hi, Zach. Actually, I've met him before. So, nice to meet you again, bro. And of course, hi, James. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon here in the Philippines. So, I have two different questions. So, it's one for Zach and one for James. So, for James, Bini Bini is one of your major hits. So do you have plans to write a part 2 or a follow-up of that song? And what is next for Zach? Because I believe all of us, especially me, studying the lyrics, I believe that we all anticipate what happens next after the dance in the rain.
I think when I visit the Philippines, I had no idea, but Zach told me there's thousands of islands in the Philippines.
Yeah.
There's just tons and tons of islands. So I'm sure there's some pretty cool stuff on some small islands, and I would love to just kind of check that out, I guess, and be a bit of a tourist.
Thank you.
Yeah, with Beanie Beanie, there's something cooking at the moment. I can't really spoil anything. I'm gonna get in trouble. But something's cooking up definitely. After Beanie Beanie, there's kind of like a storyline for everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's all I have to say for now.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach and James. Have a great day.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you for those great questions. Okay. Do we have our next friend from Random Republica to join us this afternoon with their question as well?
Hi, Carla. Thanks. To James and Zach, what's the best career advice you've gotten from a fellow musician or a mentor in the industry?
For me, it would definitely be just go with whatever you have now. Because like back then, I kind of like starting off with the whole music thing as well as production. I was kind of dependent on the equipment that I was using. And during that time, I kind of worked with a lot of producers like Jonathan Ong at Sonic State Studio, Chris Anthony Vincent, Sir Venny Saturno and Clem Saturno as well. And there's this thing that they always say now, just work with whatever you have now. So like the resources that you have now kind of just snowballs into place when you kind of improve in the music or whatever craft that you're going for. So yeah, just go with the flow and just enjoy what you have now. It'd definitely be the cool advice. Yeah. Thank you.
I think the best advice that I got was I toured for a couple of years with Shawn Mendes around America and Europe, and I was still quite early in my performance. So he kind of told me that I told him I was worried about telling the crowd what to do, like whether to sing or clap or get involved. And he kind of told me like everyone's there to have a good time. Everyone came to the show to have fun and remember it. And if you give them instruction, they love to hear it and they love to get involved. So ever since that, it really helped my confidence on the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Carla.
Those are great answers. Thank you, Kate. Thank you so much for your question. All right. Can we have our friend from Freebie Manila to join us? We're going to accommodate more questions, guys. So don't worry. Just keep sending them in via the chat box.
Carla.
Okay. Hi. Good afternoon.
Hi, Zach. Hi, James.
Hi.
I'm Lance from representing Globe Telecom's TV Manila. I, for one, can say that Bini Bini is successful regardless of the numbers like charts, streams, as I've heard the song being played when I visited a remote island here in summer. So I just want to ask, do you feel any pressure to release another hit? Or if not, what do you think motivates or inspires you to keep coming up with new music?
Right. So to be honest with you, right now it's more of just me enjoying the music that I create. Like the opportunities and just everything that's been happening to me right now. I'm just very blessed, and I'm just very happy with what I have now. Because like the more that I kind of get to my goals and slowly getting there, I kind of humble myself, and with my family guiding me, it's been kind of like a ride that, you know, I just have to stoop low every time I get to the top. It's been very fun. To be honest with you, I'm just having fun creating music, releasing music, and I'm just very fortunate to even be writing music. And, you know, given this situation right now with James, releasing this internationally is crazy. So yeah, I'm just very happy with whatever is gonna happen. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lance. I think I was just going to say, I think anyone who's a music artist at one point in their life wrote songs just because they wanted to and because it was their passion, regardless of whether it's a job or not. And I think we'll always have that. And for that reason, it doesn't actually matter about what happens commercially or successfully. I would write songs even if I had a different job for the rest of my life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. Thank you so much for your question. All right. Can we have our friend from Village People to join us as well? Are you here? Our friend from Village People. Okay. Let's move on. All right. How about from Glitz PH? Do we have our friend from Glitz PH as well this afternoon to join us? Because we've still got a lot of questions, guys, so you can send them in via the chat box. All right. While we wait for our friends, we've got more questions. James, Zach, I'm going to quiz you guys. No, I'm just kidding. This one is from Phil Starr. Zach, this is for you. Are you planning to collaborate with more international artists? So moving forward, after enjoying this moment.
Yeah, definitely. If I was given the opportunity, I would definitely grab it. But yeah, right now I'm just, it's very cool to collaborate with James. So if I was given the chance to write another song, it would definitely be James too. So.
Aww. That's so sweet. Okay, speaking of James, this question is for you. Zach has revealed new music is coming soon. Is this the same for you? And what can we look forward to in the coming weeks or months? James, spill the tea.
Yes. I definitely have more music coming. Butterflies was my first song back in a couple of years, and I've got a whole album I'm going to release coming up. So then the next song you can probably expect within the next month. That's flexible, but it's going to be soon.
All right. Perfect. Here, we've got more questions from Season Magazine. One of our journalists heard Zach is interested in films. The question is, you're interested in short films. Does it in any way relate to your music? It's a good question.
You're right. For sure. Because, I guess the process of creating short films, because back then I was a big fan of creating short films with friends. The process that goes in it with writing scripts and editing and everything is kind of similar to creating music. Because in writing music, you have the story and you have these scenarios, which is very similar to writing scripts or whatever you're going for in the film. And as well as editing, production goes into to music. And as well as filming, so it just overall it just have similarities. So yeah, definitely, it has some type of influence with how I create my films too.
That's such an interesting process. All right, this one is from Soundcheck Manila for James TW. I am such a big fan. I love Butterflies. How would you describe Zach as an artist? And for Zach, how would you describe James TW as an artist? I like this. I like that you guys have to, describe each other. So James, you go first.
Zach, firstly, is just a person, not an artist. Very friendly, very lovable guy, easy to get along with. That's why we all enjoy doing these things, just because he just makes it very easy. But then as an artist, like I said earlier, I think he's in a very unique space where he's doing soulful, very, very soulful songs in a very modern way. And I think it's very difficult to do that. Whenever I've tried to be very soulful, it sounds quite dated, and I feel like it doesn't fit with the music of today. So I kind of, I acknowledge that tons, and I have a lot to learn from him, I think.
Thanks, man.
Wow. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, it kind of has similarities with what James also said. He's a very friendly guy. I remember staying up late for his Twitch streams, and I would be there just watching him and just cheering for him in his games online. And the bond and just connection between two artists is definitely there. And in a personal level, without music, you can really see the connection between us. And James he's just a cool guy. Just a vibe.
I love that the chat box is full of this bromance though. Okay, last question from Haryani from Barrett to Harian. Question for both Zach and James TW. Who were your musical influences and why?
Do you want to go first, man?
That's a good question.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we may be quite similar in this respect in certain ways. I know we're both a big fan of Ed Sheeran. I think growing up, that was probably the main artist that I looked up to. And then I discovered John Mayer on YouTube as well. And his guitar playing really inspired me to become a better musician. They would be the main two for me.
On my end, with Ed Sheeran becoming a big fan. I feel like acoustic artists who kind of grew up listening to Ed Sheeran, kind of has the similar influence in the music that they create, whether it's like writing or producing music or whatever. But yeah, Ed Sheeran's been a big part of my music with writing and playing the acoustic guitar. With John Mayer as well, having that blues kind of feel to the like solos, solo inspirations that I put in my songs, as well as Charlie Puth in production. I kind of go with Harry Styles as well, Shawn Mendes. It's a lot of artists I listen to. I listen to like old school stuff too, like Duran Duran, some of those type of vibes, and Vertical Horizon and Alternative Rock. So yeah, there's a lot.
I love that you guys have so many influences, but you both sound so unique. Now, James TW, you go first. What is your message, if you have any, to all of your Southeast Asian fans? Because you've got a huge fan base here in Southeast Asia. So what's your message for them?
I think my message would just be thank you for finding my music despite being on the other side of the world. I can't wait to come to Southeast Asia and actually play some shows. That would be lovely, and meet all of you. I think that would be my message.
Oh gosh, we're looking forward to that. Zack, your dream was to reach an international stage. You've done that. You've collaborated with an incredible international artist. What's your message now for all of your Southeast Asian fans?
Like I said, crazy. I still can't believe what's been happening to my music lately. Yeah, I'm just very thankful for everyone who supported my music all throughout. Yeah, more music coming soon, and I'm just very thankful for all of you. Thank you so much for the love.
Oh, we're so excited for all the new music that's coming out from both of you. Now, before we end today, we're going to do something that's very 2020/2021. We're going to take a digital class picture. So we're going to ask our friends from the media to all please make sure that their cameras are on. I know that you guys have gotten dressed for this, at least from the waist up. So let's take a picture, okay? On my cue, our friends will take screenshots of everybody. Let's commemorate this special afternoon, okay? On my go, we're all going to give our biggest smiles, okay? In 3, 2, 1, smile, everyone! Okay, let's do one more. On the count of 3, I want all of you to say beanie beanie. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say beanie beanie.
Beanie.
Aww. That's so cute. Okay, guys, thank you so much once again. Zack Tabudlo, thank you. James TW, thank you. Congratulations. I mean, Beanie Beanie, Last Day on Earth, incredible track. And I know everybody is just so excited to see what else you've got in store for us. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. And thank you to all of our friends from the media as well for joining us for this wonderful afternoon session. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Carla Aguas. Have an amazing day, everyone. See you guys very soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you again,
Bye.
Carla. Bye.